my notebook is by my pen is by my side as I am talking to you, even as the host. So to make it complete, you have any expectations, you have joined, you have gotten data, you have invited people, you're expectant, your note and your pen should be by your side. And you can write down the expectation that you have so that as we go through this summit, as the speakers are coming up, different things we're going to be hearing and listening to, you are absorbing all of this. Note and pen here. Michael, correct, 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 correct. Effion, note and pen check. Good, good, good. Marianne, note and pen check. This is so good. This is so good. If you haven't shared the link, you are wrong. Oh. If you haven't shared this link, you are not right. Oh, please share the flyer with hashtag Johan Summit 2022 because we're going to be having more. So this is the first. It's the major summit. We're going to be having more. So share this flyer, share the flyer, invite someone, hashtag Johan Africa, hashtag Johan Summit 2022. That is the hashtag we're using on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp. Where on Quora, anywhere you are. Our hashtags are hashtag Johan Summit 2022, hashtag Johan Africa. Post as you're also learning nuggets, as you're picking up nuggets, also be sharing them on your social media handles. This is what I am taking from your Heart Summit day one. Very good. More people are joining us. You're welcome. I'm so glad to help you to be your host today. Abdullahi said, I want to know the fundamentals of health and help to improve health situation in Nigeria. Abdullahi, you are in the right place at the right time. So now you're here. We have a lot for you today, and we are not going to waste time. I am Praise Onoha, and I'll be your host for today. We'll have another host tomorrow, and we have two speakers today, and some other people will be speaking to us throughout the course of this summit. Today is day one. We have day two tomorrow. Before I call on the first person to speak to us, I am going to tell you one or two things that you need to know. We are going to be sharing certificates. Let me repeat it again. Certificate to be given to participants after the summit. However, they will be shared to participants who fill the feedback form. So we're going to be having a feedback form that you are supposed to fill so that we can hear from you how you enjoyed the summit, what you learned, your action points. Do you understand? We're going to change the link to the feedback form tomorrow. More details on how you are going to be getting your certificates will also be shared at the end of today's meeting. So I've shared the first one, that you're going to fill the feedback form. Then I'm going to now tell you at the end of today's meeting, the second criteria to get the certificate. Don't worry, it's not paid, okay? It's not paid. It's free, but then there's a prerequisite, yeah? So we're going to move on right now. We spent 10 minutes into our time. We're going to be inviting someone to share with us something awesome. We're going to be inviting Dr. Omar. If you can hear me, I want to confirm you can hear me. I want to see that in the chat box. Praise, I can hear you. Praise, I am still with you. I am calling up the next speaker very soon. I want you to indicate in the chat box, yes, I can see you. Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. I'm waiting for the chat. Yes, I'm here. I can hear you. Praise, I can hear you. That is so good. So now we're going to be having Dr. Omar come up to talk to us right now. Dr. Omar, are you there? She's going to be, I don't want to leak the secret of what she'll be sharing. So let me not let the cat out of the bag. Dr. Omar, are you here with us? Dr. Omar, is she here with us?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, I'm here.
Hola. So glad to
Hi.
have so glad to have you, Dr. Omar. Are you
Thank
ready for us?
you.
Are you ready for us this evening?
Yes, I
Are you
am.
ready? Okay. So you have the floor. You have the floor. You have the floor.
Okay, please give me a minute. I'm trying to share my file with you.
No problem. No problem.
Okay. Uh, I'm so excited to be here. I don't know if anyone else is excited. Um, so well, I think I'm proud to say that I am uh, a director here in Johan. It's been a privilege for the last year to serve in this capacity as the director of the Advocacy for Healthy Liver and Sexual Health Program. And just in a few minutes, I'll just be breaking down what we're about and why we started, why this program was started, what we are about, and the journey so far. So come along with me. Okay, by way of introduction, well, our program is divided into two projects. We have the Healthy Liver Project and the Sexual and Reproductive Health Project or program, as it were. And by way of introduction, we start by saying the hepatitis B virus, which we most of what we do, most of what we take care of under the Healthy Liver Project viral hepatitis B and C majorly. So hepatitis B virus, just like hepatitis C, is a major cause of cirrhosis, liver cancer, and end-stage liver disease. It's highly infectious, as we know, and it's transmitted by exposure to infected blood and other body fluids like semen and vaginal fluids. Now, the problem with this is that there's been an epidemic of viral hepatitis B and C that affects no less than 325 million people globally. And it's very sad that not many people know this, or not as many people as should know this, but that right now it's said that it is that the epidemic is 10 times larger than the global HIV epidemic, and that every day more than 3,600 people die of viral hepatitis related liver disease, liver failure, and liver cancer. So it's a very big deal. Here in Africa, the chronic viral hepatitis, they affect over 70 million people. There are 60 million with hepatitis B and 10 million with hepatitis C. So it's really sad. The numbers are pretty high, and it's really sad because hepatitis B infection is preventable. There are vaccines for it. It's preventable and it's treatable. And hepatitis C infection is now curable. And unfortunately, despite the availability of the diagnostic tools and treatment and vaccination and all that, over 90% of people living with hepatitis B and C in Africa lack much needed care. So it's pretty sad. And we see that new data shows that hepatitis B and C cause 1.1 million deaths and 3 million new infections every year. Every year. So it's an epidemic, and it's pretty sad. Okay, and then moving over to HIV, which is one of the things that which is one of the things that only is one of the diseases or the ailments that we cover under the sexual and reproductive health aspect of our program. HIV AIDS, it has human immune virus and acquired immune. Oh, okay, no problem. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if you can hear me. So moving over to the HIV and AIDS epidemic, it's one of the major public health challenges faced by Nigeria. As of 2020 here in Nigeria, the HIV prevalence rate among adults ages 15, or young people age, or adults as well, ages 15 to 49 was 3.1%. and Nigeria has the second largest number of people living with HIV all over the world. And you know, this HIV is of much importance to us because we find that
Hello, Dr. are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Dr. Omar, can you hear us? Are you there with
Yes,
us? Are you still with us?
Yes, I am. Have you been hearing me? Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. Dr. Omar, can you please go on? We can hear you.
Okay. All right. So I was speaking on HIV/AIDS, and I don't know, I believe that we all know that HIV and HBV share similarities in modes of transmission, you know, and infection with both HIV and HBV is called HIV/HBV co-infection. And we find that it's seen in about 2.6 million people living with HIV. So it's pretty sad. The numbers are really, really sad. Chronic HBV advances faster to cirrhosis and end-stage liver disease, and you know, there's liver cancer in people living with HIV/HBV co-infection than just HBV infection. So, and research has shown that about 2.3 million, or studies have shown that 2.3 million people living with HIV also have the coexisting HCV infection. Coming in, showing about 374 million new cases of STIs per year and all that. And you know, narrowing it down to HIV, we find that there's a major need to boost, you know, efforts, you know, to integrate and synergize efforts to prevent and treat STIs, which include HIV, or manage in this case. So there needs to be global commitment to funding and, you know, integrated public health approaches. They're really essential. They're of the essence. And you know, the WHO has been launched in 2015. You know, we launched an ambitious goal to reduce HBV infections, and that's kind of the need. That's what we're facing. That's the need. There is a need to fight it, to reduce the number of cases that we have, because it's very much preventable and it's treatable. HBV particularly, and HCV is treatable. So you know, although there is an increasing number of countries and, you know, civil society groups and all that organizing strategies and frameworks in the treatment, management, and, you know, vaccination and all that for HBV, for HIV and STIs and all, there's still a great need to integrate and to link these services and to get them, you know, down to where people are, down to where they are. We find that most of the okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you. Go on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you. Go on.
Okay, so you'd find, like you see on the slide, you find that fewer and fewer people, fewer than 1 in 10 people, and treatment for hepatitis B. And so you find that usually the disease would progress to advanced stages with, you know, the complications and the financial burden and the stigmatization and all that. But with adequate resources and political commitment, WHO claims that disease can be eliminated by 2030. And that is where our program comes in. HL, you know, Healthy Liver Project and Sexual Reproductive Health Program, HLP and SHR. That's why we're here. We're here because the WHO launched an ambitious goal to reduce HBV infections by 90%. We're here because we find worrisome statistics. The statistics are worrisome, like you see there on the screen. You find that in spite of the glaring health and socio-economic damages, you find that there is non-commensurate response from the government and from civil society groups, and there's increasing disease burden and long-term complications. And so because of this, Johan Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Sorry
we can.
for that. Yeah, sorry for
Yes,
that.
yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay, so please stay with me. So that's why Johan launched this. Our founder, we launched this particular program to, in line with the WHO's ambition to reduce the HBV infections by 90% and to increase global vaccine coverage to 90% by 2030. So it means that achieving this goal will require proper interventions targeted at behavioral changes in regions of high prevalence. And we found that even when we launched this here locally in the University of Nigeria Enugu campus, a school here in Enugu State, Nigeria, we found that our survey showed that even amongst the supposedly literate and enlightened, there's still a very huge all over. So about our program, like we already said, our program, we have it's two-pronged. It consists of the Healthy Liver Project and the Sexual and Reproductive Health. We have different objectives. We have different objectives that we aim to achieve. First of all, just go over it together. First of all, we want to contribute significantly to the HBV elimination, that goal of the WHO to eliminate or to reduce by 90% and also propagate the vaccine at 90% coverage by year 2030. And to achieve this, we aim to achieve this through health education, advocacy, and health campaigns. Health education would involve media, would involve using various media, including banners, flyers, counseling sessions, and even social media platforms. And our health campaigns that have to do, they include these targeted intervention programs. What we usually do, we screen people for free. It's absolutely free. We screen people for free for hepatitis B, C, and HIV, and we subsidize vaccinations for HBV and HPV, that's human papilloma virus. And there are also grassroots campaigns for vaccinations to prevent mother-to-child transmission and all that, and counseling and linkage to care. And then we also, part of another of our objectives is to promote sexual and reproductive health of females with focus on HPV vaccination. We plan to raise awareness on HPV vaccination. You'd find when you go out there on the field that a lot of people are not aware, they are not educated on exactly what HPV is, and those that have a vague knowledge. They are not very clear on what it is, on how it's gotten, and how they can prevent against it, or prevent it, prevent the virus. So we want to raise awareness on HPV vaccination amongst young ladies, starting from the Enugu metropolis, Nigeria, by the first quarter of 2022, to provide access to affordable vaccination to at least 50 young ladies by the end of the year. And at the end of the project year, which is 2025, the expected proposed number is 500. Also wants to consolidate on the gains of the fight against HIV. How do we plan to do this? I already spoke of screening services. We also provide health education, counseling, and linkage to care. We plan to screen at least 5,000 young people by the end of 2025, providing health counseling and linkage to care in the process. We also plan to promote interest in voluntary blood donation. You'd find that knowledge of one's status would improve the confidence of being involved in activities like blood transfusion. So when we screen people and they find, oh, okay, I'm negative, I can go ahead and transfuse, provide, blood for people who are in need. And also we also maintain a blood donor registry, which is part of the specific goal. We also aim for general health promotion, especially as concerns sexual health, maternal and child health and well-being, and then research and innovation. So a journey so far, I don't know, it's just a picture slide. We've actually done quite a lot. We had our first outreach last year. And since then, our success by numbers, we've had 842 people screened for HBV, 814 people screened for HIV, 118 people vaccinated against HBV. We've had, this is amazing, we've had 64 enrolled as blood donors, and we have successfully conducted 2 studies on HBV and HPV. Our future plans, we plan to leverage existing partnerships. We're able to build partnerships with some schools. We had the University of Nigeria Enugu Campus Student Union Government. We had ESSET, Enugu State Science, and I think it's College of Education and Technology, the Student Union Government. And then we also were able to partner with Medics Frontiers, which are an association giving to the eradication health education and awareness of HIV/AIDS here in Enugu, as well as the Enugu State University, and University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital nurses. I think we got some up from there to, we partnered with them for subsidization of the HBV vaccines. So we plan to leverage these existing partnerships and also broker new ones with leaders of places of worship, marketplaces, primary and secondary schools, military cantonments, and residential areas. We aim to establish healthy liver and sexual and reproductive health clubs in schools, and then also to incorporate focus group discussions into our health campaigns and outreaches. We did some surveys and we found that this is really helpful, our counterparts all over the world, and we aim to incorporate it into our own health campaigns and outreaches. We also aim to carry out more research and studies and to, do what needs to be done in attaining the number of people, and even surpassing the number that we aim to reach with the vaccinations and the treatments by 2025. So I think that's about it. Thank you for staying with me. I hope you learned a thing or two. Thank you very much for the privilege. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you, Dr. Omar. Thank you, Dr. Omar. This was wonderful. Can I see in the chat box, what do you feel about what she just shared with you? Say the truth. I want to see it in the chat box. She has just shared the story of of the directorate that she is leading exactly was enlightening. Exactly. Wonderful. Move makers. So we are making moves and educating people, improving the health of youth around us. That is the plan. Thank you so much, Dr. Omar. That was a powerful session. That was so enlightening. Thank you so much for letting us know what we do in the section of reproductive health. Thank you so much for sharing with us the liver project, the Save a Liver project. Thank you so much for sharing with us how we are improving the health of youth around us with respect to both the liver and both the reproductive health system. Thank you so much. 90% elimination is a goal. Yes, exactly. It was really intellectual and enriching. We are not done. No, we are not done. We are not even, see, we've barely scratched the surface. We've barely scratched the surface. We have barely scratched the surface. We are going to be having someone else share with us another story. Oh my goodness. Someone is going to tell us another story. Thank you so much, Dr. Omar. It was so enlightening. It was so enlightening. I hope, as you are saying, it was enlightening, intellectual. This one, that one. You are also deciding. You're also seeing what other youths are doing and making a decision at your own end. You're also making a decision at your own end. Osa says, how can we be a part of this advocacy? That is the spirit. That's the right question. You are asking the right question. Tomorrow, we are going to know how we can be part of this. We are going to know how we can be part of this. We are not done. We are going to be calling up someone else in a jiffy. Someone else is going to be coming up to be sharing with us another story, something wonderful. I want to see in the chat box. Should we bring up the next person? I want to see a yes in the chat box. Yes, Miracle, Marianne, Grace, Chidera, Confidence, Oninechi, I can see you. So up next, we are going to be having Umiano. Are you with us? Hello?
Yes, I am. Yes, I'm trying to share my screen.
Okay, yes. So glad to have you this evening. So glad to have you this evening. So glad. So she will be sharing her screen with us very soon. I hope the pen and paper beside you is not blank. I hope that pen and paper that is beside you is not blank, because you should be making decisions. Oh, you should be seeing things that capture your interest, that capture your attention. Things that you want to make more research on, that you want to gain more knowledge on, that you want to gain more insight on, that you want to see how you can be part of. This is the reason. This is one of the reasons for this summit. This is one of the reasons for this summit. So don't sleep on a bicycle. Don't sleep on a bicycle. As we are dropping these, be picking your own. Umiano, are you ready? Are you ready for us?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
All right, Umiano, you have the floor. Yes. You have the floor now. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so sorry. I don't know why this is taking time. I really don't know. Can you see my screen now? Hello, can you see my screen?
No, we cannot, but we can see you. You can see your very, very pretty face.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Praise. Hi, everyone. My name is Umano Kenechukwu. I'm the Deputy Director for Save a Breast campaign. My slide is supposed to show now. Okay, so please, this is quite embarrassing, but let me just sort this.
Okay, can someone else help you and
Should
share?
I just go on? I don't want to go on without the slide.
Dr. Faith, if you have the slide, maybe you can help us.
All right, I would share the slides. All right, so you can just go on, yeah.
Sorry. Come on. Can you see my slide now? Hey, oh my God. Hello?
Yes, we can see your screen now. We can see your screen.
Okay, so
But
please.
not your slide.
Yeah. Okay, this is happening. Oh, please, Praise, please, can you help me share my slide? This is horrible. Sorry. Please, while she's finding the slide, I'm so sorry for wasting our time. My name is Umano Kenechukwu. I'm the Deputy Director for Save a Breast campaign, #SaveABreast So we are a program under Johan, and okay. Thank you. Okay, so we are a program under Johan. So I'll just give you a brief introduction on how we started, why we started, our progress so far, and our journey. So I wanted to tell us that breast cancer, I don't know if you know, but breast cancer is the commonest cancer in Nigeria, in both sexes, both male and female. So breast cancer doubles as the highest, the new cases, the annual cases we get every year. Breast cancer doubles as the highest, and then it also kills a lot of people. So, but, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, sorry, I felt like I was talking to myself right now. So nearly 15,000 women die annually from breast cancer in Nigeria. And then the painful part about this is that this 15,000 is like double the number of the second most common cancer, prostate cancer. So imagine the number of people that die from prostate cancer, and double it. That's the number of women that die from breast cancer. So recently, the age-adjusted incidence is also dropping. We find that women aged 10 to 15 tend to become younger than their Caucasian counterparts. African women tend to come down with breast cancer. There's an estimated 5-year survival rate. For Caucasians, you have 81%, but for African women in sub-Saharan Africa, you find that 32% of women after 5 years get to. So the most frightening part about this is that it's increasing. It's increasing at an alarming rate. It went from the third most common cancer to the most common cancer in Nigeria in both sexes. So we're going to talk about some risk factors of breast cancer. Risk factors can range from genetic to hormonal. In any form you come in contact with curative radiotherapy, there are risk factors, mind you. There are some environmental risk factors like fats, diet, lack of exercise, and their geographical variations. So the question today is, why are we talking about Save a Breast campaign? Why are we talking about SABC in Johan? So we found out through some research that the highest mortality rates, things that promote this high mortality rates are usually in Africa, are usually the poor healthcare system and some socioeconomic factors. But then you find out that this lack of awareness about the disease poses the greatest risk. So this is where we come in SABC. So about our program, most women present to the hospital when the disease is at its late stages. We tend to find, why are they presenting late? They don't know what's happening to them, ignorance of what the lesions are. They present to alternative medicine practitioners. You can even bring in poverty and lack of health insurance. So SABC is there to tell us, to improve the parts where awareness comes in. What do you see and you know it's breast cancer? What are the obvious signs? What are the things that you should be aware of as a woman, even as a man, to know that breast cancer? So our objectives in SABC is to educate 2,000 young girls aged 14 to 19 on self-breast examination. How do we do that? So SABC, we host campaigns in different secondary schools because that's majorly our target audience, because we find that if you can put in this idea of self-breast examination, and then for them to know their lesions, know what is to be expected, and okay, I have to present to my GP, I have to present to the hospital. So if you find that you educate young girls, that the chances of, in the near future, chances of them presenting with breast cancer reduces at its late stage, it reduces. So we aim to educate 2,000 young girls aged 14 to 19, and then we aim to educate at least 20,000 girls aged 14 to 19 on self-breast examination within the next 5 years. So we also are planning to publish a research on impact of breast cancer enlightenment campaigns like ours on the knowledge, attitude, and practice of self-breast examination. Because during these campaigns, we give out questionnaires to assess their knowledge. So these campaigns, we don't just go to schools and then bring out all the girls. So there are teachers that are also interested. There are people that also want us to go ahead and teach the males, because these males have family members, they have aunts, they have moms, so they can also pass this knowledge along. So we hope to create partnership with international organizations fighting breast cancer and to build an active online community. So our activities, like I said, we host awareness campaigns on breast cancer and self-breast examination across secondary schools in Enugu for now, but we obviously hope to expand our reach to go across the country. We host social media campaigns on breast cancer, and we have an online and offline community on breast cancer patients and survivors. So we also link the patients who have special needs to survivors to next slide. Okay, so we host monthly outreaches to secondary schools. I'm sure you would have seen our flyers once or twice. So we host, we go to the schools, write letters to the schools, and then we come. We have a session with the students where we discuss breast cancer. We have this segment where we call myth busters. So we ask them to write down the things that they've heard, or if you've not heard breast cancer for a while, all these misconceptions concerning breast cancer. So we're sort of like myth busters for them now. So our content of teaching sessions include, we give them general information about breast cancer. We also teach them a very important technique, the self-breast examination technique, inform them on how and when they're supposed to be checking their breasts for any changes that we also teach them. So we also give them questionnaires to check the impact of our knowledge. So I hope people are following up. I hope people are going ahead. Next slide. So this is a cross-section of students that we hosted a campaign in their school. So I just love how eager they're always eager to learn with their pen and paper. So they always have questions. They're always ready to soak the knowledge that you come with. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. So we officially kicked off on April the 30th. 2021. Our first school was Wani. So you can see my very beautiful, hardworking and dedicated volunteers. So the students are always very happy to have us around. They always want to receive us with open arms and whatever we came to give them. Next slide. So our journey so far, we started with the volunteer strength of 15. So right now we are over 50 dedicated volunteers. So we've been privileged to visit 5 schools, and we've taught over 800 students about breast cancer, the importance of self-breast examination, that whenever anybody comes out with breast cancer, it's not the end of the world. There's always a solution. We teach them treatment and So it's just so the bias or whenever the fear, whenever someone has breast cancer, we also teach them about mastectomy. It's really, it's really enjoyable. So administer questionnaires on impact of breast cancer as well, and the knowledge and attitude of breast cancer examination. Next slide. So another picture of our very beautiful students. So we teach them self-breast examination. You can see teachers too. Next slide. Yeah. Okay, so this was also at Providence. They insisted we teach the students, the boys, the males to school. Next slide, our volunteers. Okay, this was us. Okay, so we've started the journey of SABC. We have hopes and we have aspirations and we have dreams. So next slide. Next slide. Sorry, next slide. Okay, so our plans, obviously we are planning to increase our volunteer strength and membership. So we are hoping that as you are listening, that you are thinking, okay, it's like I'll join Save a Breast campaign. But yes, we hope to increase our volunteer strength. We hope to spread across the nation because no knowledge is a waste. And then you have to start early, catch them young. So in the long run, we'll strengthen the offline campaigns where we create a community of breast cancer patients and survivors can gather around, just tell us about their journey, give hope to people that have been diagnosed. It's not always the end of the world. Early detection saves life. That's basically what we're preaching. So we initiate social media campaigns involve dedicated Twitter and Instagram accounts. They will showcase the activities of our programs, the fellowship of breast cancer conscious individuals. So we also identify organizations that have the same view and purpose as this program that we have, that offer breast cancer support and link to patients who need these supports. Again, we hope to increase our volunteer and membership strength. Yeah. So obviously achieving our goals will definitely require hard work and focus, but we are not going to be deterred. We hope to achieve all our plans and then hope you join us. Next slide. Okay, so I would end this note by saying thank you to Johan. Thank you to Dr. Ogamba, because I really appreciate the vision of this. I'll end on this note. We make a living by what we get and we make a life by what we give. So I hope you're thinking of being a volunteer, because then that's a way to give back to society and then key into our vision. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Kenechukwu. Thank you so much. Can I see in the chat? What can I see in the chat box? Oh no, someone said my sister's friend died this year at 24 from cancer. Sorry to hear that, Mary. Sorry to hear that, Mary. That is part of the reason why we have these directorates. There are people who have seen these problems and we are trying to tackle the problems. We are trying to tackle the problems. That is the plan. That is the plan. To reduce death, to reduce morbidity, so people can live longer lives, more fulfilling lives, not in and out of the hospital. That is the plan. Grace said, thank you, Dr. Kenneth. Clement says, thanks for this. Miracle says, thank you. Thank you so much, Kenneth, for sharing with us on Save a Breast campaign. Thank you so much. So now we've heard about liver. Dr. Omar talks to us about liver and reproductive health. We heard about hepatitis virus, we heard about HIV virus, we heard about the human papilloma virus. Now we heard about breast cancer. These are key issues. These are key health issues. I hope you are making decisions. I hope your mind is working. I hope you're being stirred up. I hope you're being stirred up. Because that's the point of the summit. For you to want to contribute to alleviating these problems. There are problems all around us. It is how you can become a solution giver, a solutions giver. That is the plan of the summit. How you can get involved. How you can get involved locally, and globally. Thank you so much, Kene, for sharing with us. We are so, so grateful. We are so grateful. Yes, I can see your comments in
Thank
the
you.
chat. These topics are really enlightening.
Please join
So,
those other.
thank you so much, Kene. Michael says, getting involved already. Yes, that's the spirit. That is the spirit. No wasting of time. We are seeing a problem and we are facing it head on and we are tackling it. Yes, that's the plan. So we are few minutes away from our one of our core speakers for today. We are just few minutes away. We're just few minutes away. Yes, you're asking for the link to get involved. Tomorrow, the last day of the summit, you are going to know fully how you can get involved in any of the programs that you're interested in any of them. There are still others that you have not heard of. So tomorrow is going to be very, very hot. Tomorrow is going to be very hot. So now we are a few minutes away from our next speaker. One of the core speakers of today, Dr. Isaac, is going to be coming up very soon. I hope you are ready. Share the link, share the flyer, share what you are learning, share your decisions. Don't forget it is hashtag Johan Summit 2022. It is hashtag Johan Africa on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, everywhere. Share a screenshot of this and share it on your WhatsApp. Let others join. We are going to achieve more when there are more peers, more of our peers, more youth getting interested and getting involved in tackling these problems. It is high time we stop waiting on the government or complaining or just, I don't know, not doing anything. It is time for us to start doing something and contribute to a better world, a better Nigeria, to better families, to better health. So before our next speaker comes up, I want to ask a question. Who knows what SDG 3 is? Sustainable Development Goal 3. I want to see it in the chat box. What is SDG 3 about? I'm waiting for your reply in the comment section. Health and wellness. That is very short. What is good health and well-being? Okay, Fidelis Ede said good health and well-being. Is it just these two people that know what SDG 3 is? I am waiting for your responses. Oh, good health and well-being, good health and well-being. How many people? I hope you're not just copying. Do you actually know what SDG 3 is? Ensuring adequate and affordable access to quality healthcare without the risks of impoverishment. Yes, exactly. Seconded. You're seconded. You should type it out. What is SDG 3? Because when our speaker starts, it is good you know the foundation, or rather that you know where we are coming from. Good health and well-being. So when we're talking about reproductive health, it's part of it. Liver, we're talking about that, it's part of it. We're talking about breast cancer, it's part of it. Do you understand? There's mental health, it's all part of health. In fact, there's a second question now. What is health? That's another question. What is health? Really, what is health? What is it? If SDG is about improving health and well-being, what is health? And what are the aspects? What are the various aspects of it? I want to see your responses in the comment section so that you can know where we are coming from, why we are here. It's so important. Why are we here? The state of being free from physical or psychological disease, illness, or malfunction. Wellness. Health is a state of well-being, physically, socially, emotional, and other aspects. So yes, it's a complete package. It's a complete package. So when we're talking about different aspects, you're not surprised. Health is a complete package. There's also the mental aspect, there's the physical, there's the emotional, and there's other, if I financial too. Financial too is also very important. I think we should add it to the definition. I'll tell what head organization. We should also add financial to the definition of health. So this is why we are here. This is why we are here. And every human being on earth, okay, they have a state of health. Some people bad, some people good, some people average, some people not optimal. And we are seeing these problems and we are deciding to prefer solutions. That is the point. That is the point. So yeah, someone else is going to be coming up shortly to share with us. Who is excited? I want to see fire emoji in the comment section. Keep it coming. I can see your fire emojis. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. Keep it coming. Keep it. Chiazom, are you ready for us? She is the Deputy Director of Safe Space Nigeria. What you're about to listen to now, in fact, let me keep quiet. Chiazom, are you ready? Are you ready? We're about to hear about Safe Space Nigeria. Have you heard of that before? You're going to know very, very soon. Chiazom, are you with us? You can unmute. Let's hear you. Are you with us?
Hey, hi everyone. Good evening.
Good evening. So glad to have you this evening. So glad to have you. You're welcome. You're so welcome.
Good evening.
Hey,
You're welcome. You have the floor.
all right. I'm Arubalize Chiazom, the Deputy Director for Safe Space Nigeria. Okay. Dr. Prince, please can you share your slide? Share the screen. Can you hear me?
Yes, just give me a minute. I'm doing that now.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you can just start talking. I'm having some difficulty. You can just start talking.
All right, no problem. Okay, so Safe Space Nigeria. I'll start with the definition of mental health. I like that when we're told to define what health was. Okay, sorry. Can you hear me now? Can you
Yes,
guys
please
hear
go
me?
on.
Okay. Okay, I like that when we're told to define health, we're not just including just the mental health. We included not just the physical health, rather, we included the mental, psychological well-being, the all-round well-being of the person. So mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It has to do with how we think, how we feel, how we behave. And if you notice, I didn't say that mental health is the absence of mental disorder, because it's more than that. It's the state of well-being where one realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with normal stresses of life, work productively, and is able to make a contribution to his or her own society. Then mental health care refers to services that we offer in relation to the mental health, starting from the assessment where you check, okay, what factors does this person have that would affect his or her mental health before you go to diagnosis, treatment, and then the whole counseling to restore the mental well-being of this person. Now, what's this gap? There's a gap of mental health services in our country, Nigeria, because there's a disparity between the demand and supply of mental health services, right? The demand is higher than the supply. If you notice, there are about 200 million Nigerians, right? And then the number of psychiatrists that we have they're less than 200, about 150. So you can see that there's no balance between the demand and the supply. Also, there's also, like I said, the problem of lack of skilled staff, and then these doctors are overwhelmed. It just prompts them to either travel or to even leave the profession if it gets so bad. Then on the part of our government, there's a problem of tight budget in that mental health services are not accommodated, like they are overlooked. They are not seen as important, and therefore they don't put it into their budget. Also, Nigeria, according to WHO, ranks 15th in the world in terms of suicide frequency. And yet we do not have a suicide registry. We do not know at what particular time people tend to commit suicide. Like, is it during Christmas? What events surround the increase in number of suicides? Because if you have this registry, it would help to curb and reduce those cases of suicide. Because okay, at this particular point, people tend to commit this. So what can we do to prevent it around that time? Next slide. Okay, why safe space? People never seem to understand, or people never seem to notice when it truly matters, like when someone's laughter turns to smile, or someone that is normally happy becomes dull. And then as human beings, at certain points, we tend to crave active listening ears, or a place to rant, just be talking without being judged or without interruptions. Definition of safe space is a place or an environment in which a person or a category of people can feel confident, can feel safe, that they will not be exposed to criticism, discrimination, or any form of harassment. And that is what Safe Space Nigeria is about, right? We want to create an environment where people can feel confident, where they are not being exposed to criticism or discrimination of any sort. About our program, we want to increase mental health awareness in Nigeria because the awareness level in our country is quite low until recently, where it's increasing little by little, and then we tend to increase that awareness. Also, we tend to incorporate in our volunteers psychological skills to help counsel other people. In this way, we are now reducing the burden that are on the shoulders of our clinical psychologists or psychiatrists. We also want to alleviate the stigmatization that comes with mental health illness, so that people can be able to open up about how they feel or what's going on with them. We want to create a database and suicide registry in Nigeria, like I explained earlier, so that we can be able to use it for research purposes and to be able to curb the rate of suicide in our country. Lastly, we want to be a safe space to all and sundry. The journey so far, we have only about 10 active volunteers, which is quite low, and we hope that at the end of this summit, we would have more hands. Also, we've done online awareness campaigns on our IG platform with designs made by our volunteers. Our volunteers have taken up courses on mental health and psychological skills so that they know how best to counsel people, how best to talk to them without criticism or discrimination. We've also created a website, and we started establishing the first suicide registry in Nigeria. Okay, so the following slides are just pictures, samples of the designs we've made on our IG platform, Safe Space Nigeria on IG. So please follow us, where we make flyers and designs that helps increase awareness. We talk about different mental health illnesses, the risk factors, how you can help someone if you find someone in that position. So these flyers are informative, they are concise, because these days people don't want to read long things. So we'll make it as short as possible and informative as well. Our plans ahead is to strengthen our online awareness and forum. So we want to increase our tentacles from IG, we want to go to Twitter, Facebook, if possible. And then we also the plan is also obviously to increase our volunteer strength, because we need more hands. And then I'm also pleased to announce to everyone here that today we are launching our online counseling session on our IG. We are going to resume in the next 2 weeks, and we'll begin with once a week and increase the timing as we go on. So our volunteers would be available on our IG platform for anyone that wants to talk, anyone that wants to rant, anything. So we'll start with once a week, and then with time would increase. Thank you very much, and I hope that you've been able to learn one or two from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yazom. Thank you. Amazing. That is just it. Exactly. Amazing. Honestly speaking, people saw the demand, people saw the problem, people saw a gap in mental health. So there are different aspects, and you can just zoom in on one aspect. And what are the issues here? And you can see how you as an individual or a group of individuals can fill in that gap, can can incentivize others to partner with you in solving the problem. This is it. Safe Space Nigeria. Thank you so much, Yazom. Thank you so much, Yazom. Michael says, don't die in silence. Yes, so a lot of people, in fact, a personal experience, I had well, not, wasn't a close friend. I think it was a classmate or so, or maybe someone else in another class when I was in the university. You know, we just heard that he committed suicide in his apartment. And all the while he was cheerful, outgoing, everything, and you think everything is fine. But with a platform like Safe Space, someone like that can have a counseling session with the volunteers or with psychiatrists or with psychologists, depending on what the need is. And we could have just saved that life. I'm sure there are so many other people, lives that were also losing that way. So this is an opportunity for you to contribute to saving a life. You can save a life through any of the directorates, of the people that have shared today, all the stories you've heard so far. These are all opportunities for you to contribute to health and well-being, not only for you, but also of others, of your family, of your locality, of your country, of your continent, and globally. We are sharing with you opportunities to be a who doesn't want to save a life while saving a breast too. That was so funny. Thank you so much, Yazom. Thank you so much, Yazom. Joanne, that person, oh goodness. Thank you so much, Yazom, for sharing with us on Safe Space Nigeria. We'll be dropping the links to all of these directorates. We'll be dropping the links to all of these directorates. Ensure that you are here tomorrow so you can know the full details of how you can be part of this. How can I contribute to this? I'm interested in X. How can I contribute to it? I'm interested in Y. How can I become a part of it? That is what you should be. You should be making your decisions. You should be making your decisions. So now we're going to be having a speaker come up very, very, very soon. Very soon. I want to see in the comment section. What have you picked so far? What have you picked so far? It's not competition, really. SABC for the win, Victoria. It is not a competition. It is not a competition. People have different interests. Different problems can stir interest in you. Anyone you are interested in. In fact, you can be interested in 2, in 3. Make sure that you are not a how do you say it? A passerby. You're not just standing aloof and seeing problems and not looking for how to provide solutions. So I want to see in the comment section, what are you taking away? What have you been able to take away so far? I want to see in the comment section. I have learned this, or I have decided this, or I have come to the realization of the need of this. I want to see in the comment section. I want to see the comment section before our next speaker comes up. Michael, you are using is it Nigerian students Nigerian university student mentality. The slides will be made available. Do not worry. The slides are available. They'll be made available. You can always go through them and make the decisions. Okay? Said the screenshotted everything. But I'm yet to see your responses. I am yet to see your responses. Marianne is saying, I have decided to join Safe Space if possible and also Save a Breast campaign. That is the spirit. That is the way to go, Marianne. That is the way to go, Marianne. Marianne is making a decision. She has made a decision. I want to see more decisions. GBFM says, I've come to the realization that there is just enough advocacy on reproductive health matters, or there isn't rather, on reproductive health matters in Nigeria, and the ones that are available are crowded with numerous myths. Exactly. He said, I can help make that happen through the Healthy Liver and Sexual Reproductive Health advocacy. You are making a right decision. I want to see more decisions in the comment section. Thank you so much, those who are dropping their comments. Thank you so much. I want to see more comments in the comment section. Michael said, not just Marianne, even me. Let me help my friends, I beg. Yes, so help your friends, help your brothers, your sisters, your family members, your village, your university students, your co-workers. This is a mission to help, to improve health and well-being. Keep it coming. Abdullah, I can see your comments. I have been exposed to the nitty-gritty of hepatitis vaccine and piqued my interest to participate in the Healthy Liver project. Michael wants to save a breast and save a mind. Yes, so yes, so that's the way to go. That's the way to go. So very soon, a phenomenal person is going to be coming up to talk to us. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Someone who has inspired many, someone who has, when somebody just looks at you and decides that I'm going to push you to bring out the best in you. Someone who you can look at and you say, yes, I can do this. If he's leading, then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do this. We're going to be having someone very phenomenal speak to us very soon. Who is excited? The very founder. The very founder of Johan is going to be talking to us right now. Dr. Nsubechukwu Ogamba is going to be speaking to us in a few minutes. I want to see a fire emoji in that comment section. This is someone who saw diverse problems and he had the courage. He had the courage to mobilize others to join in the vision. If you think say easy, try them. Yes, keep it coming. My guys, yes, so. I want to see it in the comment section. Yes. It is not easy to have a vision, you incubate it, and you mobilize people to join in that vision, contribute their gift, their time, their talent. No, that's not easy. I want to see that fire emoji. It's not enough yet. If we don't send enough, I am going to tell him to go back. More fire emojis in the comment section. Dr. Nzubechukwu Ogamba. Yes, so I want to see it. 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 Dr. Ogamba, are you ready for us? Are you ready for us?
All right, good evening, everybody. Sorry, I was trying to sort out something. Um, all right. I don't know. Some people have left the meeting already. Are they already tired? We're just starting. You know, people are already tired. Anyways, we'll have to go on. Actually, I'm not supposed to. Thank you very much, Dr. Praise. First of all, you've done a good job. So far in hosting this the first day of this summit. And then I want to also appreciate all the directors and deputy directors that have spoken so far. Someone said they are all women. I actually laughed when I saw that comment. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Women are wonderful. Women have capacity to handle tough things. So in our organization, we very much respect women and we appreciate women and we believe in women. So if you have any form of misogyny in you, your hand is not for you because we believe in our women and they've proven over and over that they are capable. So, but having said that, we also have the men. There are quite a number of them too. Just that you won't get to meet all of them, and during this conference, you might not get to meet all of them. But we also have the men. So there's a balance in our organization. So I appreciate Dr. Omar, Kumano, and Shazom who have spoken on the three um, key programs that we are currently running as an organization. The way they spoke, in fact, they kind of reignited my passion. Like if I was doubtful of how much progress we can make, of how much impact that Johan can make, in the nearest future, I mean that doubt has been cleared because I mean, really the passion, with which they spoke was infectious, it was contagious, and I'm very grateful. I am. Thank you guys. Okay, so I just want to, like I said, this session is meant to be tomorrow. Okay, I was supposed to talk to us about Johan as an organization tomorrow, but unfortunately, our first speaker is not able to make it. That's the first speaker for today. The first guest speaker for today is not able to make it yet. So we have to find a way to adjust for him to still join us. But please, I want to, as I'm speaking, I would like us to, like Dr. Praise has encouraged us to share the link. Let other people join us. We're still going to have a talk today by Dr. Chima Kelechi, a very wonderful young man who will be talking to us about the SDG 3 and other associated goals and be telling us how we can actually get involved in our different environments. So I'm using our website for this presentation. Forgive me because, like I said, my presentation was meant to be tomorrow. So, and I have some adjustments to make to my slides, so I can't use it today. All right. So, it says innovate, take action, because only together we can build an Africa where every youth and people in our communities can be healthy and productive. Now, basically, this is like the summary of what we are trying to do. All right. So, we want you to be innovative, think wide, think far, think different. How can you change something in your environment? You can't keep seeing those issues around you and, turning a blind eye to them. All right. I mean, there is no, personally, I believe that in life, what counts at the end is not just how much you're able to get for yourself and maybe your family, but how much you're able to actually change in other people's lives, how much positivity you're able to bring into other people's lives. All right. So I just want to use this session as I'll use it to explain more to what about Johan, the idea of Johan, how far we want to go in the next 1 year, the next 2 years. And then I'll also use the opportunity to kind of encourage us and force to action because that is the most important thing. At the end of this meeting, you don't want there's like a burden drops on you. You don't just want to sit back and watch people die from preventable diseases. If you listen carefully to the three programs that have been, three directors that have spoken to us about their different programs, you will find out that the diseases they are talking about are actually very preventable. And the more important aspect being that they affect younger people disproportionately. All right. Now, this means that the life wire of our society, the life wire of our nation, of our continent, which is the youth, people aged 15 to 49 years, are being affected more by these diseases. Is it the sexual and reproductive health disease? I mean, you all know how promiscuous young people can be. So there's a lot of, STIs, affecting a lot of young people. And, issues like hepatitis, which a lot of young people are dying from. Okay. In my training, I'm a medical doctor, so when I was in medical school, I know how many young people I saw die from hepatitis. Okay. From chronic hepatitis, the disease progresses to liver cirrhosis, to liver failure. And these young people are taken at their prime. Now, this is not something that should continue to happen. And that is why we have decided to take action. That's why we decided to start this, the advocacy for healthy liver and sexual health. And, you've heard about the program and all the goals and what we've achieved so far. And I'm grateful for all the support we've gotten so far from different volunteers and, the directors who have been pushing to make sure that we keep doing what we're doing. So that is that for STIs. There are a lot of diseases affecting our young people. Breast cancer we've spoken about. As a practicing medical doctor, I can confidently tell you that the number of breast cancer I've seen of recent, especially, which is actually very worrisome. Of recent, I've seen, young people in their early 20s. One of the patients I gave chemotherapy today, as I'm talking to you, I gave chemotherapy today to a patient, a 20-year-old girl. I've been 19. Yeah, I think 19. Yeah, I think she's going to be 20. So yeah, 20-year-old girl already has an advanced breast disease. How? So this is actually something that is very worrisome, and we need to take it very seriously. Or is it a mental health issue? I mean, there's a lot of pressure on young people these days. Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to make it. Everybody just wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be appreciated. Everybody just wants to be heard. All right. So there's a lot of issues around, affecting the mental health of young people in our time. So if you listen carefully, you find out that the three major programs which we run as an organization at the moment all affect young people. And the beautiful thing is that young people also can change the narrative when it comes to these three issues, the three key issues we mentioned. As we're doing, what we're doing as an organization is actually show the way in which this can be done and get as many people, because if you look at the name of our organization, it's a network. So we want to have a network of as many young people as possible across the continent who are going to be championing this change, who are going to be championing this, and making sure that people out there hear about these diseases, intervening in the most, efficient way. It mustn't all be about money. One of my mentees approached me some time ago and was asking questions about one intervention he wanted to start, and the major concern he had was cost. All right, how am I going to put how am I going to actually finance this idea I have? The truth is, if you're waiting for Dr. Prince, please, I might need to be warned when the speaker is ready. I can always postpone. Okay, yeah. So the question, the idea is that we get as many young people as possible to join this movement to take it personal, the issues we have mentioned, so that our young people and other people in our community can be healthy and productive. So our mission says to promote holistic health in Africa, especially amongst the youth, through health education, advocacy, and targeted intervention programs. Now, let me just break it down for you. We want to promote holistic health. Now, if you listen to the presentation by the directors, you must have had an aspect of mental health, you must have heard of sexual health, you must have heard of non-communicable disease. I mean, something like cancer is an NCD, non-communicable in most cases. All right. Now, or in cases where it's caused by a communicable disease, it's not like communicable, if you understand what I mean. But the point is that we are promoting holistic health. We're not trying to, we're, someone might ask, are we not biting more than we can chew? But truly, no one can actually say he's healthy if you are not holistically complete, if you're not holistically sound. And that is why some of us have defined health in the chat box when the question was asked. And if you define health well, you find out that it encompasses all. There is no exception. Your mind, your body, your soul. So we're very particular about holistic health. We want to approach it that way. We don't want to just say, oh, this is segregated area, we'll focus on that. Okay. And so we believe that we can do that because we have you. For you to be here listening to us, it means that you also believe that you can make a difference. Okay. So so we said health education. All our programs. Basically, we have strategies. Okay. Which we're going to. When I get down to the other aspects on this website, we're going to talk about our strategies. But the points that are kind of cut across board for all our programs is our health education. All our programs involve health education. All our programs involve health education. Health education is the most cost-effective tool to protect and promote people's health. It is not costly. A lot of times you don't even, just by merely word of mouth, you can pass quality health information to people, to young children, to young adults in community settings, in the universities, in secondary schools, just name it, in all forms of organization. You can actually communicate proper health information to these people at no cost. What you just need is to eat that day. Just eat a healthy meal and you're good to go, so that you don't faint after talking. You understand? So basically, it costs you nothing. What you need is just to know and have the correct information, so that you don't, of course, give the wrong information out there. So health education is a constant for us. Advocacy is also a constant for us. When you talk about advocacy, for us, what it means is that we just want to keep shouting these things. See, oh, this is what is happening. We want you to hear us. Okay, we want to get as many people. But this particular thing, this particular talk I'm giving now is part of the advocacy, because I am trying to encourage you. I'm trying to push you to join, to play your role. Okay, and I think that's also what the directors could have actually achieved in doing, because after their different presentations, people were already saying, I would like to join, I'm interested. So this is part of the advocacy. We want to get as much the needed attention of different bodies, the government, civil society organizations, individuals, community leaders, religious leaders, to the important issues that we are advocating for. Okay, we want to get their attention and for them to join hands with us to keep, fighting this thing. So our intervention programs are basically like when we go for our outreaches, and then we do our subsidized vaccination, we do our self-breast examination and teachings or demonstrations, just more like interventions, which are usually low cost. Okay, so our vision is to be a leading non-profit organization fostering health for human development in Africa. Now, personally, I think I failed to say something. Johan started in 2020, late 2020. That was when the idea came at first. And I took it upon myself to talk to my co-founder, Dr. Namdi, the other people that came along, like Dr. Meso, Ibokwe. I don't know if she's here with us at the moment. I spoke to a lot of people, Dr. Praise, just so many young people. I cannot mention all their names. Okay. And later people kept joining us. Okay, like our organizing committee chairman, Dr. Fem, who is a very hardworking, passionate young man. So we just keep having people join us over the years. But one thing that is constant for us is the amount of progress, the amount of success we've recorded in just about 16 months of being active, like being launching our programs and going out there to execute them. That is one thing that, I mean, we've recorded a lot of progress. And that is why when I look at this vision, it doesn't look like it's something impossible anymore. Because when I thought about it, but once I looked at this some months back, I'm like, to be a leading nonprofit for saying, okay. But as it stands and what we're doing and with the approach we are using, I believe that we're going to get to that level. Okay. And then we have core values. Every serious organization has values that guide the processes of the organization, what you do, what you don't do. So these include integrity, collaboration, sustainability, inclusiveness, excellence. So if you look at everything we do, there's a touch of excellence. We want to give the best. Okay, so if we're going to do something, we want to do it and do it well and get the necessary intended result, the very best. So, and then inclusiveness is there. Like I made a point earlier and I said, we appreciate our women. We believe our women are good enough just as the men. So it's part of the idea, okay? People with disability are well, everybody that has a contribution to make is welcome. That is the point. Somebody is drawing on our screen. Okay, so this is just a brief on what we do. We are a youth-led non-profit and non-governmental organization with a vision to help Africa build strong health system and attain universal health coverage in the face of limited resources, becoming a formidable platform for promoting and protecting the health of Africans. Now, the main goal is being to provide a platform with necessary structure for young people to develop innovative and low-cost solutions to issues of public health importance. Our focus is majorly, but not only on the health of young Africans, who are the life of the continent. I think this is just a summary of what I've said so far. And I said, if our young people who are the life wire of the continent, of our countries, of our communities, are left to die of preventable diseases, we cannot be talking about development. So that is why our mantra is health for development. We believe that if our people, especially the young people, who are the life wire of the continent, are healthy, we're going to have a more developed Africa. We're going to have a more prosperous Africa. That is just it. So all the English we're speaking, we're trying to arrive at a point, and that's the point we're trying to arrive at. So what moves us? So we are moved by the Poor Human Development Index in the majority of Africa, which lack of quality healthcare is a major contributor. Now, this situation can only improve if we get involved in promoting and protecting the health, our health and that of our community. So now, when you talk about human development, I don't know if all of us know about HDI, but when you talk about HDI, you talk about education. That's education, quality education. You talk about health. You talk about the GDP per capita. Now, these are ways in which prosperous nations, or rather in which nations are wedged or are gauged on the prosperity scale. What it means is that, for example, if you come to Nigeria and when it comes to health, all our health indices are still down the drain. I mean, we still have preventable deaths from, issues around maternal mortality, infectious diseases are still dealing with people, NCDs are even trying to overtake them, just name it. Our educational system is poor, our GDP per capita, so everything. So at the end of the day, if you sum all these, okay, it gives us the human development. So so health is a core area of HDI. So our focus is on this core area of HDI, which is the health of our people. So if we are able to a large extent, improve the health of our people, we're going to affect the Human Development Index of our nation. So what we do is where we give the African youth a platform to implement public health ideas, learn, network, and then we invest in Africa's growth by innovatively improving the healthcare of our people. Now, why do we do it? We believe we have a unique opportunity to achieve improved healthcare in Africa by working with young people at the grassroots who have the ideas, innovation, and passion. Now, at this particular, in fact, this why we do it is like the most, I don't know, I like it most because it kind of captures the essence why you are listening to me at the moment. So we believe that we have an opportunity to achieve what we want to achieve in Africa by working with you. As a young person listening to us right now, we believe that if by working with you, we can achieve what we want to achieve. And when you talk about grassroots, we're talking about you in your community. Your community can be your school environment. When you talk about community, you're not talking about your village. The community is where you are, where you find yourself. If you're a student, that your school environment is those people around you make up the community. If you're a government worker, people around your office, they also make up your community. When you go home, people around you, people that stay around, they make up your community. Even in your church, your religious community, all these are settings that. So we believe that that's basically your grassroots, where you come from. So we believe that if we're able to work with you, empower you, I mean, encourage you to learn and to grow, network with other young people who are doing similar things, who are doing so well in these areas, you can also do it. And by so doing, we will have a vast number of young people taking action all across Africa. Just imagine it. Just imagine it. Like imagine that we have, I don't know, I think at this point there are about is it 50 something? Okay, about 50 people in this meeting at the moment. Just even if it's 20 people, it's fine. Even if it's 20 people that are ready to say, okay, we're going to actually really take this thing serious. I mean, it's just what is that's my major, that's my passion, that's my drive. I just want to see more young people understand this fact and take action. So that is why I hope and I want this network to go as far and as wide as it can get. Having young people all across, Nigeria and Africa doing similar things, achieving great results, changing lives in their community. So you've heard of our program, so I wouldn't go into them again. Dr. Omar spoke about advocacy for healthy liver and sexual health. Chiazon spoke about Space Nigeria, and Rumano Kenechukwu spoke about Save Breast campaign. Our strategies. So what are our strategies? As I mentioned before, there are consistent strategies we have across our program. So generally, these are our strategies. Number one is advocacy. Now we are committed to taking action and being a voice to get the most needed attention of government and other civil society organizations to prevailing health challenges facing especially the youth in Africa. This is why we prioritize collaboration to amplify areas of impact through our different programs. Now, health education, which I said is a constant alongside advocacy, we believe that education is the most effective tool to achieve our goals. Leveraging different social media channels as tools to pass relevant information to specific demographic. This action is also taken by the use of flyers, demonstrations. Most of the directors that have spoken have also mentioned this point and how we're able to effectively utilize this tool called health education. And like I said earlier, it is the most cost-effective tool. It doesn't cost anything. It costs 0 naira to educate somebody. Like if you have the information, just like I'm talking to you now, I'll just pass the relevant information to you, and it costs me nothing. And it's the most effective because it costs nothing and it can save a lot. Like people hearing what they need to do to avoid getting infected with a particular infectious disease, maybe an STI, is more important than you trying to treat them when they've gotten the disease, or trying to treat the complications that might have arisen from that. So we believe that if people get proper education in a way that they are convinced to practice, to put them in practice, we're going to have much more results. We're going to have an impressive. So we are very, very, very particular about this health education. Okay. So because even if you as a person want to start something, you've seen a need in your community and you want to solve, and you don't have money, you don't have money, you're just a student trying to coming up and all that, or you're just someone working in a small community and you don't have much. Even if you don't have money to print flyers, you can use cardboard sheets. You can just demonstrate one or two things, but you can use, most importantly, you can use your mouth. You can demonstrate. Okay, share stories to these people. talk to them in very convincing manner, get feedback from them, make sure that there's a clear line of action for them to follow, for them to avoid certain illness. I mean, basically, it saves a lot. So if you don't have any, if you think you don't have anything to offer, the breaking news, you have a lot. You have a lot. So long as you can read and write, understand, communicate with people, which of course you can learn. All right, you can do this. So our intervention program, with the extension of the health education, our programs are designed to deliver low-cost intervention in form of screening for hepatitis B, HIV, common STIs, provision of basic sexual health, linkage to care, vaccination. These are just trying to talk about the various things we do. All right. And then very importantly, research. Research is like these other ones are like, how I put it now, but I just want to say that research is like at the center eventually of what we're doing. Now, we cannot say that we want to solve these problems without actually knowing what the problems are. So that is where research comes in the first place. All right. So research is trying to answer questions for us. What actually is the situation of things? Okay. How many people in your village have HIV? What are the what are we are talking about prevalence now? I mean, what are the predisposing factors? Why are they why are these people, what are the risk factors? Why are these people getting infected more than other communities around you? That's an example. I mean, an inquiry. So we want to inspire young people to begin to ask questions and begin to follow the scientific method to answer these questions, get results, and work with the results. So it doesn't just end in answering the question, getting answers to your question. You work, you find your result, find out your result, and then those results will help you know, okay, this is actually where I can come in. Why these people are getting more infected with HIV is because they don't know so and so. It's because they do so and so. So when you're designing your intervention, you're saying, okay, my intervention is going to focus on this because that is where the issue lies. So you understand the issue. Basically, that's one thing research does for you. Okay, so and that is why our organization also has an NGO. Has a our NGO also has a research institute. We've not launched. Somehow we are kind of behind schedule with our launch, but it's going to happen sooner than later. Now, the essence of that, the essence of having that research is actually to solve this problem, to make sure that young people, actually understand the idea of research and can conduct studies, can engage in research confidently, publish their works, contribute to the scientific body of knowledge out there. As an organization, so far we've conducted at least since we started, we've conducted at least, I think this should be number 4 or 5 studies, which are soon to going to be published soon. Okay, issues bordering on hepatitis, human papillomavirus, breast cancer, or mental health, just as they are related to our program. We've been conducting studies because we want to ask questions. We want to actually have this information that people can, because a lot of times when if you engage in research, you understand that a lot of times the information you want to find, there is a lot of paucity of information from our environment. There's been some improvements in the recent past, but you get a lot of information from on what is happening in the US, in Europe, and the other places, but hardly can you get quality data from our own end. So this is actually where the problem we can solve. So I'm trying to encourage anyone if you want to start, or even if you don't want to join our network, and and maybe you're already doing something in your corner, please prioritize research. Make sure that whatever you're doing, you have data to say that, to support why you're doing what you're doing. To say this is why we're doing it, because we're not just saying it could be. We are sure that it is, because we have done a study, and our study shows that so number of people are doing so and so, and that's why they are getting so and so results. So I'm kind of spending so much time on this because I see it as very, very, very key also, apart from our health education. So our Health Actors Network, I think I might just I've been talking. So I don't know. I don't know how much time I have left. It's almost 7:30. I just hope our next car is ready so that as soon as I drop the mic, we can come up so that we don't. I know. We spent a lot of time. Okay, and I appreciate all of you that have remained with us up to this moment. It's not easy. All right. When you talk about these things, they can get boring. They can get boring. That's the truth. But these are things that are important. These are things that can help us save our continent, our country, that can help us bring out a lot of young people. I mean, save a lot of young people from dying early. So for me, it's something that I can spend hours talking about, but I know that it's not easy for everybody to maintain that focus for a long time. So I'll try and keep it short so that our next speaker can come up and speak to us. Now, Health Actors Network. We are building a network of young health activists across Africa who will innovatively improve innovatively provide answers to lingering health systems and delivery issues. These activities get the best training. Sorry, these activities get the best training before going to the field, transforming Africa many communities at a time. Now, we actually believe that if you that is listening to me now can decide that okay, I'm actually going to really play my part, okay, and I'm not going to be a volunteer that because we've had a lot. The truth is when you talk about this, people actually just get excited, and when it's now time to do the real job and get involved, everybody will run away. So these are the issues. So we want people that will not just get excited by merely hearing, you can do this, you can do that, but who will get involved and be ready to follow it through. Personally, I'm ready to coach anybody that wants to do something like really change something out there. Okay, through the organization, we have a number of people who we can also connect you to that will just help and then keep encouraging you. Because honestly, when it comes to change making, the journey can be tedious. It can be very discouraging. You're trying to do things, it's not working. You are trying to see, I mean, you are eager for results. You are hungry for change. And then you're pushing, It's like you're just making a lot of effort and you're not getting so much result. That is actually something that can be very discouraging. If you've experienced it before, you understand. So, but I want to encourage us in case you started the journey before now, or you're about to start. It's not an easy one. It's not straightforward. It's not always. It's not like something. So the journey of change making is not a journey of milk and honey. Okay, there is a lot of headache that comes with it, but it is worth it in the end. That is the important point because you are going to see in the end. You're going to see results that forever. You know that this is actually something. This is an impact I've made on life. You are counting the numbers and you are happy with yourself. You are getting that fulfillment you need in life. I honestly don't know what is more than that, but I don't know. Maybe someone can tell me in the chat box if there is something more. Okay, our numbers. These are not updated yet. I think the directors have told us more about it. Volunteer with us, and there are other aspects I could also talk about, but I think I will round up now. I think I will round up now. So I would like to just still on on this occasion, I would just like to beg us to plead with us, every young person here, for the fact that you are here. I am I don't know how to put it. I'm happy. Okay, I'm very happy that you're here. I'm very I'm my hope is reignited, and I feel that something can actually change for us in Africa. A lot of us want to run away from the continent. That's the truth, because of things that we see every day. Because of the I mean, the system is like it can just not change. But the truth is, if everybody just imagine that as many people as many of people as possible get involved and begin to push for these things and begin to take necessary action in different areas, how much change we can make. I think that's the most important thing. Just it's something for you to think about. Imagine if if you have 5 friends get involved and start doing something. Imagine if those your 5 friends have another other 3 people that they are in touch with, who they pass this passion to, who they pass the fire to, and also ignite their passion, and they begin to do something. I mean, we cannot I've looked at the situation. Let me tell you the truth. The problems that are facing Africa, as described by one of my the people I look up to, people I listen to, BDK, Deborah Dedikone, she says it a lot. The problem with Africa is very wicked, is complicated, it is deep, it is just too much. So it is not something you sit back and every day you come to, maybe if you're active on Twitter or Facebook, you come and lament on what the one that has happened, okay, and then you go back to your bed and sleep tonight and wake. I mean, there's nothing. That change we're expecting is not going to come unless we get involved. So please, I implore you to join us in what we're doing, in building, in strengthening our health system. If I can't go into talking about health systems, but when you talk about health systems, people don't actually know that there are places they can come in as individuals. But that would be a topic for another day. But I just want us to know that we can do a lot, we can change a lot. And when you want to do something, please feel free to ask questions. Reach out to people that have done similar things, that have gone far. Ask questions, get guidance. Don't try to do it all alone. And like I said, as a person, I will be ready to guide as many people that want guidance as possible. And I believe that as Johan as an organization has so much ahead of us. It's just so much. The vision is big enough, and we're going to actually get to that level where we envisage. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. I'm very grateful, and thank you for listening to all I had to say. So I think I'll drop the mic. I think I've spoken enough. Maybe tomorrow I might still say one or two things, maybe not. So please, I really don't know. Many people have left the meeting. I just wish we can have a way to get them back so that when the next speaker and when the guest speaker joins us later, please, it's just going to be just 1 more hour. As soon as the guest speaker joins us, it's going to be just 1 more hour and we are done for today. Then tomorrow, before I hand over to Dr. Praise the host, please, I want to plead with us. You that have joined us today, know, you can understand what the kind of burden that we have. So you know that the work is too much. So at least just get people to join us tomorrow. Tomorrow, you're not just going to be learning about, because what the essence of this conference is just to expose you to what has to be done, and then begin to teach you how it can be done. Okay. Now tomorrow we're going to be talking about Dr. Lindodo and Dr. Chibuz Ogamba are going to be talking to us. Someone is going to be talking to you about how to get opportunities out there, hold of global opportunities out there, how to get that master's program with scholarship, how to get that fellowship, how to become a member of. I mean, there is a lot that will be released tomorrow. If you miss it, honestly, you've missed a lot. So I wouldn't today. The attendance. The fact is that 350 people registered for this conference. That's why when I joined, I was like, wow, what happened? Why is there just something people join, in today's meeting? So, but for you to have joined means that you took it very seriously. So, but tomorrow, if you're here today and you miss tomorrow, I mean, I had tomorrow is Champions League. So we're trying to see if maybe we can adjust, or if we cannot, we'll continue and still see how many people that will join us and still do our thing. But if we can adjust, or just for the sake of the Champions League, so that we will not have it as an excuse for people not to join us, we'll communicate it. I believe all of us joined the WhatsApp group when we registered. We'll communicate it on the WhatsApp group if there are any changes, and we'll try and do that very early. So please, I will say it again, don't miss tomorrow's meeting. Okay, Dr. Linda has prepared a lot. She's so happy about this. She's currently in the UK where she's doing her master's, and there's a lot she wants to share with young people. She also runs an NGO that has done a lot on advocacy against non-communicable diseases. She's just an awesome lady. Dr. Gamba, similar. I mean, there are just people who are ready to impact you, who are ready to release something on your head and make sure that you make something out of your life and the life of others around you. So please, I'm just honest. I'm practically on my knees begging. I know you're going to be here tomorrow. I'm just encouraging us to make sure that we get as many people that can attend as possible, so that we can also encourage our guest speakers. Okay, so that they don't come and see only 50 people. It's not that encouraging. I mean, they spent a lot of time and to prepare these things they want to tell us. So please, I will drop it there. enough said. Thank you very much for having me. Dr. Chris, over to you. Hello, Dr. Chris, are you still there with us?
I think she has logged out or something.
Her co-host is here, right? Dr. Cynthia is here. Ifem, can you take the mic? Maybe let me try and reach Dr. Chris because I think she's having network issues. So let me know if she can join us back as soon as possible. Okay, while we're waiting for that, okay, people are saying thank you so much. A good thing can come from Nazareth. Yeah, I agree with you, Mary Stephen. Don't say, boss, don't cry. We are happy to. Anyways, I don't know if anybody has any questions. And since we're waiting for the host to rejoin us, please, if you have a question, if you have something you feel like you've heard from what I said so far, or even what some of the directors have said in their presentation of their different programs, probably we're supposed to do this tomorrow, Sha. Like I said, we have a congress tomorrow, like after the meeting, we're supposed to talk. But we can just spend a little time, maybe just give reactions on what I've said so far. You can type in the chat box, you can request to speak, and you can speak. Okay, I think Dr. Praise has joined us back. Can you unmute yourself now?
Hello,
Dr.
everyone. So sorry, I was trying to unmute my mic. Thank you so much, Dr. Ogamba, for sharing that with us. Can you see the vision? You see the mission? Those are big goals. Those are very, very, very big goals. And it takes someone with a big heart to actually bear that and be able to share with others that can run with the same vision. Thank you so much, Dr. Ogamba. I want to see more in the chat box. Thanking Dr. Ogamba. Thank you so much, Dr. Ogamba. Thank you so much. And we hope that this vision that you have seen, that more people will join, more people will catch the vision, will catch the same fire and run with it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for giving us of yourself. Somebody type give away in the chat box. Just type it first. Type give away in the chat box if you are interested. If you are interested, though, I want look at them. Hey, look at them. Give away. Yes, so something's about to happen right now. Something serious, something financial is about to take place. Yes, so Michael said sharp. Michael, oh. Something huge. Yes, so all right. So okay, Mary Stephen, that's nice. So you have to win one, no? You're going to win one by force by fire. All right, so we are going to be sharing something light now. Refreshment is about to go around for a few people. Okay, we have 2 birthday people in our midst. This is interesting, though. Mary Stephen and Umaru. Happy birthday from Johan, from all of us. Happy birthday. So yes, we're going to be having a giveaway session. We're going to be having a giveaway session very, 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 very quickly. They're actually going to be 3, but we'll have one first. Then our one of our speakers is actually around, and he's going to come up very, very soon. So I have one question. First person to give the correct answer to this question becomes the lucky winner of the first giveaway. So question 1, are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? The first question: how many young girls do we plan to educate on self-breast examination? When we were talking about Save a Breast campaign, she shared, oh my goodness, look at these people. You were really, really paying attention. Okay, so the first response here, first accurate response, Ekachi Nelson. Ekachi Nelson, you have successfully won our first giveaway. Ekachi Nelson, I hope you are taking note of this. We have the first winner for the giveaway session, for the first giveaway. Yes, congratulations, Nelson. Congratulations, Nelson. Congratulations, Nelson. Congratulations, Nelson. Who is ready for the second question? Michael, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Who is ready for the second question? Fastest fingers. Who is ready? So, second question: what can chronic hepatitis B virus infection advance to? When Dr. Omar was sharing with us about the liver and reproductive health, she told us what chronic HBV infection can advance to. So, fastest fingers, what can this infection, hepatitis B virus, the chronic form, what can it advance to? Wow. Wow. Okay, we have a winner already. Fidelis is our winner. Fidelis is our winner. Congratulations, Fidelis. All right, so moving on very quickly. Our first speaker, our first co-speaker is with us now. He has joined us. We are so happy to have him here. Dr. Isaac is now with us. I want to see fire emojis in the comment section. Now. We're going to be bringing him up very soon. Yes, fire emojis. I want to see who is excited to have him here. Yes, keep it coming. Dr. Isaac is a medical doctor, health innovator, researcher, and social entrepreneur with almost a decade of experience in advocating for health equity and social justice. His public health advocacy and research works are focused on infectious diseases such as HIV and AIDS and COVID-19, sexual and reproductive health and rights, and mental health. He is the founder and executive director of Slum and Rural Health Initiative, a registered organization in 3 countries, Nigeria, Ethiopia, and the Gambia, that takes quality healthcare to undeserved people in urban slums, IDP and refugee camps, and hard-to-reach communities. He earned his medical degree at Nigeria's premier university and his postgraduate degree at the Pan-African University on a fully funded scholarship from the African Union Commission. He also has a certificate on public administration and management from the University of Minnesota, Minnesota Twin Cities, USA, on a fully funded opportunity from the US Department of State. He has over 35 peer-reviewed publications in reputable journals such as the Lancet Global Health, Lancet Public Health, Journal of Global Health, and Global Health Journal. In 2019, Dr. Isaac led the health plenary session on universal health coverage at the One Young World Summit in London, which featured global leaders like President Mary Robinson and the former WHO Director General and former Prime Minister of Norway. In 2020, through a transformational investment from Grand Challenges Canada, he became the team lead of the Brave Hearts Project of Slum and Rural Health Initiative, a mental health project for young internally displaced persons in northern Nigeria. Dr. Isaac is a One Young World Ambassador 2018, Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Award winner 2019, Mandela Washington Fellow 2020, Women Deliver Young Leader 2020, and the One Young World Managing Ambassador for Africa and Middle East, where he currently leads over 1,700 ambassadors or young leaders from over 70 countries in Africa and Middle East. Furthermore, he is the youngest international expert on the Lancet COVID-19 Commission and a recipient of several awards, scholarships, or grants from reputable organizations, which include the African Union, Royal Society of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene, RECIT, NIHR, Grand Challenges Canada, and Harvard Global Health Institute, among others. Can we put our hands together as we invite Dr. Isaac Olufadewa as he speaks to us on redefining community participation and ownership of health interventions in Africa? I want to see those hands in the chat box. I want to see them. Sir, you are welcome. We are so glad to have you this evening, sir. Dr. Isaac, are you with us? Can you hear me? Keep it coming, oh, keep it coming, oh. What a portfolio, indeed. Dr. Isaac, are you with us? Let's just give a minute. He's coming up. He'll join us very shortly. He'll join us very shortly. And while we are waiting for him to join us, okay, we have just a little network glitch here. We're trying to fix that. All right. Please just give us a few moments. Yeah. Thank you. So while we're waiting for that, while we're waiting for the network issue to be resolved in a few minutes, so we have two winners for our giveaway. I hope I hope we took note of the second person, Fidelis and Nelson. Am I correct? Please let me know in the comment section. Am I correct? All right, that's fine. That's fine. So please just a few minutes, or just a moment rather. All right, all right. So we need up to 2-3 minutes for the next speaker to come up. So while we are waiting for the next speaker, let me ask my third question, so that the third person, where are those birthday people? Oh, I want birthday people. Where are you? Oh, you have not won anything yet. Oh, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Oh, my birthday people. If it's my sister, she say it's birthday. Where are our birthday celebrants, please? So there's a third question that we have here. Are we still here? Let me even confirm first. Let me not give this giveaway to an empty class. Are we? You say we are leaving it for us to win. We are still here. Very, very good. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So I have another question. Oh. I have another question. One of the birthday people, I hope you are here. Oh. So you grab it as it's landing. You grab it as it's landing. So the third question: what is the gap talked about in Safe Space Nigeria? When she was sharing with us, Chiazom mentioned the gap that we are facing in the mental health arena in this country. What is that gap? What is that gap? What is the gap? First person to answer that question correctly. Miracle, well, and that is not very specific. Yes, but you're not very specific. You're not very specific. What is the gap? What is the gap talked about in Safe Space? Yeah, Ijoma, you are saying a solution, but it's not specific. There's a specific gap. There was, frankly, okay. Yes, now you are talking. Now you are talking. No vague things here. Franklin says less than 150 psychiatric hospitals to 200 million people. Well, that's not very correct. Priska, the gap talked about is the presence of unskilled practitioners. Well, that's also not very correct. Keep trying, keep trying. Have we stopped trying already? You can't be giving up too soon now. You can't be giving up too soon. Okay, since nobody is trying again, I'm going to give this my giveaway. I'm going to give this my giveaway to Michael Effiong. He got 1/2. He got 1/2. He got 1/2. So are we saying that? Yes, so Michael is asking already. So Nelson first, Fidelis second, Michael third. Where are the ladies? Miracle Effiong, where are the ladies? Where are the ladies? Ladies, you are not winning anything. What's going on here? Where are the birthday celebrants? Priska. Don't worry, there are more opportunities to win things. Don't worry. You'll still win something. Okay? You'll still win something. So right now we're going to be having our next speaker. He's going to be coming up now. I'm going to be reading out his bio. I'm going to be reading out his bio. Are we still here? Are we still here? So our next speaker is Dr. Chima Kelechi Prince. Chima Kelechi Prince is a researcher, illustrator, and medical doctor at the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, who is passionate about creating innovative healthcare solutions in low and middle income countries. He was first exposed to Africa's healthcare challenges in his undergraduate years as president of the Medical Research and Humanitarian Society, during which time he and his team organized and executed several health outreaches in southeastern Nigeria. He went on to lead a team of brilliant young people to design, develop, and implement a novel solution to HIV prevention and control, a USSD-based HIV self-testing reporting system currently being tested in a National Institute of Health-funded randomized control trial. He currently serves on the Youth Advisory Board at the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, mentoring young people that are serving as field researchers around the country. As an NIH researcher, he's also a member of the Adolescent Bioethics Working Group, which is aimed at providing crowdsourced solutions to barriers preventing youth involvement in HIV research. When he is not tackling global health issues, you can find him behind the laptop, feverishly working on UI UX wireframes. Who is excited in the house? Dr. Chima is coming up very soon. It's coming up now. Are we still here? Can I see the emojis in the comment section? Yes. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. So Dr. Chima will be talking to us. Dr. Chima will be talking to us now. Are we ready? Are we ready? So you see, when I asked about SDG 3, he'll be talking to us about actualization of SDG 3 and associated goals, exploring the role of young people in Africa. Yes, exploring the role of young people in Africa. I should repeat that again. Exploring the role of you and I in Africa in the actualization of SDG 3. Dr. Chima, we are so happy to have you this evening. Can you hear us? Can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Chima. Can you hear me? Are you with us?
Okay, Dr. Chima is with us. He's trying to share his screen. So let's just give him like a few seconds. While he's doing that, please, can you tell your friends that have not joined to join so that they don't miss out of this very important session? Please.
Did you hear that? So that your friend that you joined with that has left, go and drag the person back. You know how you drag somebody back? You open the door and you drag the person back inside. Tell the person that something huge is about to drop. We are about to learn something practical that we can apply as youths. So go back to your WhatsApp, to your Instagram, to your Facebook, and tell them to join now, 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 now. Share the link and do not forget the hashtags Johan Summit 2022, hashtag Johan Africa. Those are the two drag a friend campaign indeed. Those are the two hashtags, hashtag Johan Africa, hashtag Johan Summit 2022. Yes, he's coming up now. He's coming up now. Dr. Chima, are you ready for us?
Okay, good evening, everyone. I want to make sure I'm heard. Can you host
Yes,
please
yeah.
respond? Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. I would like to thank everyone that's been able to make it for the conference. Apologize for the delay. So we'll get right into it so that we won't spend any more time waiting. Okay, so my name is Chuma Kelechi, and I am going to be giving a talk on the topic you can see on the screen. Please also confirm if you can see my screen topic slide before I continue. Okay. So we'll be talking about the actualization of the Sustainable Development Goal 3 and associated goals, exploring the role of young people in Africa. And I'll basically divide it into 4 different parts. It's going to be a brief talk, but I hope it will be able to spur you to get to action and to put your unique talents into use for humanity. So this talk is not going to be a detailed expose on the Sustainable Development Goals 3. Neither is it going to be a step-by-step guide on how you can achieve that. It's going to be an introduction to the goals and a bit of information on how it's being challenged now, how you can do it, practically speaking. And there'll be more information and resources that will be shared to you, I'm sure. there are a lot of resources on Sustainable Development Goals, the United Nations website, and the rest. So this is going to be an introduction, and we'll start by, first of all, understanding the Sustainable Development Goals. And it's basically a version 2.0, if you will, of the initial development goals, the Millennium Development Goals, MDGs, that were adopted at the Millennium Summit, the United Nations, in 2000. So basically, they are a set of goals, a set of ideals that were set out by the member states of the United Nations at the time, and they were meant to be achieved in 2015. So, and we made significant progress on those fronts. For example, with regards to malaria, significant percentage of malaria infections, incidence, and prevalence have gone down. The usage of mosquito nets and the research into the treatment of malaria, a lot of work has gone into that, and it has gone a long way, even though malaria is still a very deadly disease today. However, most of the other goals weren't achieved, such as zero hunger and others. So in 2015, the United Nations met again at what they call the United Nations Sustainable Development Summit, and adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. And the core of that agenda are 17, what they decided to call Sustainable Development Goals. Now, actually, a working group, an open working group, was formed in 2013 at the United Nations General Assembly, where different professionals, stakeholders, local and international bodies came together to basically make a proposal for adoption for a set of goals that were diverse, that were measurable, that were objective, and that were to be achieved in the next 15 years by 2030, a second chance, if you will, for the world. And from that meeting came the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. As you can see on your screen, no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, and the rest. And these Sustainable Development Goals, it's important to note that one of the major issues with the Millennium Development Goals were how they were to be tracked. So they decided to break down these goals into different targets, as you will see, and each target has a specific indicator. For example, one of the targets could be to reduce maternal mortality, and then the indicator would be maternal mortality rate and how that how the trend has gone down, if it was 10 in 10,000 to 5 in 10,000. So it's very important because you can then objectively see whether if you're achieving the goals or not. And we'll be focusing on the Sustainable Development Goal 3, which is good health and well-being. And it basically states the goal in broad terms is to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. Now, like I said earlier, it's one goal, but it's divided into 13 different targets, and each of those targets has at least one indicator. And the targets are broken down into the ones you can see on your screen, from 3.1, maternal mortality, reducing maternal mortality, under 5, reducing infant mortality, reducing the transmission of communicable diseases such as tuberculosis, reducing non-communicable diseases, substance abuse, road traffic accidents, universal reproductive health rights for women, universal health coverage, toxic substances, promoting and preventing smoking, vaccines, and improving the capacity of developing nations to fight pandemics and all that. So basically, the one goal, the single goal, is to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being of all ages, for all at all ages. And there are 13 targets, and each of them have 28 indicators. So in a nutshell, that's the Sustainable Development Goal 3. And it's as you must have noticed, it's tackling a very multidimensional problem, a very lofty goal. To achieve good health and well-being for all at all ages. It's a very difficult goal, and it requires global partnership, both at the highest level and at the lowest level, because good health and well-being means something different in a developed nation where there's already infrastructure to achieve that, and all that's left is research in certain areas. When a country, or in a developing country, in our developing world, there are multiple factors that need to come into play: sociocultural, religious, and as such, achieving the goals requires partnership, and local partnership is very key to prevent misdirected and misinformed interventions. So we need to keep that in mind. And the second aspect is that it's multifaceted, in the sense that there are different gears, there are different buttons to push in order to achieve the same goal, which could be technological, which could also be with regards to improving financing schemes, reducing out-of-pocket payments, increasing universal health coverage, reducing the financial risk on a family. And this impacts all of us. Now, the next question is youth in Africa. What's our role in this? What's your role in this as you're sitting there holding this phone, looking at the screen? How can you be a part of this? Now, first of all, we have to now look at the youth and why youth have a role to play, especially in Africa. Now, there are numerous challenges which you would be aware of, and these challenges differ from in different parts of Africa. One of the challenges, of course, is the opportunities, and more specifically, access to these opportunities, access to education, access to health in the first place, and poor infrastructure, poor living conditions, you name it. So these issues tend to misdirect and tend to blunten or to reduce the ability of youth in Africa to make an impact. But with those problems come certain opportunities, opportunities for growth, opportunities to solve the problems. So why youth in particular? What's special about youth, and how can they be a dynamic force in achieving and actualizing the Sustainable Development Goal 3? Now, there are certain characteristics that are very important. The first one is the fact that youth are able to absorb new and complex information very quickly. If you want to learn, for example, you want to develop a health application, a health app, you could, within a reasonable period of time, say a few months, develop those skills to be able to program, and then within a few months after that, you have a working prototype. And this is unique to youth because we're able to absorb information quickly and act on it. And that is very important with regards to developing solutions that are time effective. For example, a large body such as the UN would need, when they're looking at a problem in a particular country, they would need to send individuals, they would need research, long-term proposals and different kinds of things that might take a few years to actually develop a working prototype. And within those few years, in the dynamic climate like we have in Africa, there may be a civil war and the local context will drastically change. But because the youth are able to absorb information quickly and act on it, we can provide solutions that can meet the problems of that age in that time. So that's a very key thing that we need to keep in mind, because each and every one of you and we are very lucky actually, because those of us that have access to the internet, those of us that have even a mobile phone to be able to learn, the burden then lies on us to learn as much as we can to help those that don't, to help those that are on the streets. So within a few months with some commitment and some focus, you can learn something that you can use. I already gave the example of programming. So that's one very key thing. Second thing is passion and energy. It may seem funny, but the young people are very passionate and very energetic in the sense that we are, to a large extent, healthy and able to work for long periods of time, which is not the same you can say for someone who is 40, 50, has different illnesses, has other commitments and all that. So we are able to work for long periods of time, stay committed, stay focused on task, and learn information very quickly. And the third point, which is actually a very key one, is capability. And there's this, prevailing notion that youth have to be coddled. Of course, they have to be guided, but they can also take on a huge amount of responsibility when they realize how key that thing is to them and their generation. So as much responsibility that you can place on youth is as much as they are able to bear. So these three characteristics, I believe, are very key and unique to the youth. And when directed and when focused on a particular goal, such as sustainable development goals, we're able to generate new innovations and new solutions to the problem. Now, our role, like I've been saying, how can you add to this? Now, there are multiple resources. The United Nations website, Sustainable Development Goal Fund, is an application where you can see local issues and local sustainable development interventions that are going on. How can you move from where you are now to a point where you can say you've helped an X amount of people to improve their health and well-being? Now, first of all, you would have to be committed. You would have to make that decision, take the decision, and then agree to do all that is necessary to meet that goal. And then second of all, you actually have to have a goal. Now, our goal is health and well-being for all. But as I've specified earlier, there are different targets. You pick a target and then you take a look at the indicators, and then you look at the data. It's very important for you to know the data in your local environment. For example, let's take maternal mortality. You need to find out and the indicator for that is maternal mortality rate. You need to find out the maternal mortality rate in your local environment, and then find out the factors, the specific unique factors, because of course you could go online and check, okay, these things cause increased maternal mortality, poor health coverage, lack of infrastructure, no equipment, no expertise, all that. But that's just broad information. And everyone has that. But where, as a youth in particular, where your role is to look at the specific context in your environment. For example, in your village, you might note that there's a particular cultural practice that may predispose to maternal mortality, or specific information that they lack, such as good practices and in terms of improving maternal mortality, health-seeking behavior. So all these factors come into play, but some are more prominent than others. And as a young person, that's where you come in. That's how you add to the global body of knowledge, when you can provide specific information for at a specific time for your specific location. And with partnership with other youth and others in the environment, and as well as consuming information that would actually lead to the production of good solutions, that's how you can add to the body of knowledge and actually make an impact towards your goal. And of course, there's monitoring. Like I said, you find out the specific data for your environment and then monitor it over time to see if you've made an impact. Now, I would like to use a case study from one of my friends who is working on a particular project that is aimed at improving the Sustainable Development Goal 3. And like I said, it's multifaceted. So he's improving access to low and middle income countries, starting with Nigeria, by bringing the medical information closer. For as little as 500 Naira, you can have access to a doctor which will provide key information and actually direct you to local health resources. And in that way, he's improving, he's actualizing Sustainable Development Goal 3 through technology, through access in his local context. You can go to their website, favdoctor.com, and find out more about that. But it's just a case study to say, and of course, there are multiple challenges that he had to face: regulation, legal issues, and all that. But with partnership with other individuals and realizing that there's a need for this, and actually believing that his actions can play a role in improving the health and well-being of those in his environment, was able to achieve this Fave Doctor. And there's still challenges, but he's moving forward. So I would like you to check out the case study, see that, and he's a young person like you and me, still uses WhatsApp, internet, jonesing and all that, but he has made a specific path and then he's following it. And you can follow his footsteps, but you have to identify your own unique abilities and the unique abilities of those who you partner with. Pick a specific goal, specific time frame, specific location, and using your own skills, which either you have or you learn, to achieve those goals. And like I said, it's going to be a brief talk, and there are multiple resources that will be shared to you on websites and key ways of learning. So I would like to, before I finish, I would like you to expose you to this opportunity, which is a global open call, and it's organized by the folks at Crowdsourcing for Health and Social Innovation in Health, CHE and Search Global, and the after is with WHO. So it's a global open call for young people, specifically aged 18 to 35, who have ideas, who have working prototypes per se, or still in the initial phases, and who can submit the idea and get seed funding and support for research. So one thing that I would like us to realize is that there are numerous opportunities, but there are few people who are willing to put in the work to be of value. Because the moment you can be valuable, the moment you can show that you're improving, you're objectively improving the health of those around you, the well-being in this case, then the opportunities are abound. This is just one of them. There are others. So, but this is to sensitize you to the fact that the world, those that are actually interested at the top at the United Nations, they're looking for young people who can make an impact and who can do this effectively and objectively. So I'd like to, the link is there, the QR code is there. It will be shared to you as well. There's going to be a webinar on the 2nd of June that talks more about this opportunity. So please go ahead and check it out. Thank you so much. If there are any questions or however the host wants to do it, I'm available. We'll share resources and websites to you that will help you to learn more about Sustainable Development Goals 3 in particular. Check out the indicators and set you on a path towards making an impact. Thank you so much for your attention.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank Can I see in the comment section? Can I see your comments? Can I see your comment? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you so much, Dr. That was a very great session. Thank you so much, sir, for that. That was we have just learned how we can actively participate, how you as a person, you can be part of it, how you can contribute from your own end. I love what he said about the fact that there is funding, the opportunities, but really, are you really giving value? Are you ready to put in the work to be valuable, to set up something of value that will make other people want to invest or support or encourage you? It's so, so wonderful. I want to see your takeaways from this session in the comment section. Right? I am waiting. I want to see your key takeaways from, yes, Franklin said this is a good eye opener. Thank you so much, Dr. Kelechi, for sharing with us. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So much. So do we have any questions? If you have a question, you can raise the hand, or you can, type the question in the comment section. Or better still, you can raise your hand so I can unmute. Okay, I can see a question here. Miracle is asking, please, can you shed more light on the indicators, like what they are for? Dr. Chima.
Okay. Yes. So, like I said, every goal has targets, and I'll share a link to the United Nations website that has the detailed targets and then detailed indicators. So the indicators are a way of objectively measuring the progress on a global scale of the specific targets of a particular goal. So a very good example is Sustainable Development Goal 3, good health and well-being for all. Then the target for one is about reducing maternal mortality. And then the indicator is the maternal mortality rate. So the indicator is simply, as name implies, a way of measuring the progress of a target year to year, because the United Nations releases progress reports, annual progress reports for Sustainable Development Goals. So one of the components of progress reports is how the indicator has changed from this year to that year. And then, of course, you have to know when a goal has been met. And the only way to do that is when your specific indicators have reduced to the extent that you're comfortable with. So for 3.1, which is to reduce global maternal mortality ratio to less than 70 per 100,000 live births. And the indicator, there are two indicators: one, maternal mortality ratio, and two, the proportion of births attended by skilled health personnel. So those two indicators are ways of measuring the progress for the specific target, which is to reduce global maternal mortality ratio. And then you know when the goal, that target has been reached, when the global ratio is less than 70 per 100,000 live births. So that's just a little rundown of how the indicator, or why the indicators were implemented and how they are used. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, that was very, very explanatory. Thank you so much, sir. Any other questions for our speaker? Do you have any more questions? I hope you are seeing the link that is being dropped in the comment section. In the comment section, the links being dropped there. Kindly click on them. Can save the links. Can visit them right now and take every necessary action. Every necessary action. Every necessary action. Yes. So with this, since there is no more question, thank you so much, Dr. Chima Kelechi, for speaking to us today on how we as youth can actively participate. Thank you so much, sir. We value your input, value your time. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We are grateful. On behalf of Johan, thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So, everyone, this would be where we would end for tonight. However, I need to remind us that there is a day 2 tomorrow. That's number 1. Secondly, you are still to share and invite more people tomorrow. We're going to be sharing more opportunities tomorrow. More opportunities will be shared tomorrow. And Dr. Isaac, he couldn't join us today. He'll be joining us tomorrow. So kindly make it a date tomorrow. Tomorrow will be so packed. It will be so packed tomorrow. So please, anyone who wasn't here, kindly remind them, okay? And also, if there will be any change in time, as Dr. Ogamba had said, in the timing of the summit for tomorrow, we would also communicate that very early, okay? And now we are going to have a Congress session tomorrow. Very, very important. So it's a very, very, very important, aspect of this summit, and you do not want to miss it. You do not want to miss it. So there's a lot of things that we are expecting tomorrow, and I want you to be expectant. I want you to also come early. I want you to come in with questions. I want you to come in with high expectations, and to also come with someone. Please, whatever you have learned today, all the things you have learned today, what you are grateful for today, I want you to share them on your social media handles and tag Johan on Instagram, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, everywhere, literally everywhere, on LinkedIn. Yes, hashtag Johan Summit 2022, hashtag Johan Africa. Tag us, use the hashtags. We'll see it, and we are going to like and comment below your post. Yes. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining this evening. We are so grateful. that you joined. We expect you again tomorrow evening. The time will be communicated to us for reinforcement's sake. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. Can I see in the comment section? Yeah, awesome session. I love that. Awesome session. This session was really great. Yes, thank you so much, everyone. So see you all tomorrow evening. See you all tomorrow evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. A link will be dropped in the WhatsApp groups for feedback. Kindly click on the links. Kindly click on the links. Remember, you filling that feedback report is how you qualify to get your certificate for attending this summit. So it is so important. So look out and watch out for that link as we drop it on the WhatsApp groups. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Have a lovely night's rest, everybody. Thank you to the founders. Thank you to the hosts. Thank you to the co-hosts, the speakers, and everyone that participated in one way or the other. Congratulations to the winners of our giveaway. All right, good night, everyone. Don't forget to join tomorrow. Do not forget to join tomorrow. So important.